Welcome viewers to the Saturday, June 24th edition of 284 News. I am Jacka Wooding, bringing you our top stories from this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with news that the resilience of 177 graduates from the Elmore Stout High School was celebrated during a momentous graduation ceremony held at the Multipurpose Sports Complex in Roadtown this week. Salutatorian Desiree Maynard marked the moment as a celebration for the graduating class.
With the power and authority of God's word, I stand before you today filled with immense pride and gratitude as the salutatorian of the remarkable class of 2023. To our dignitaries, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty and staff, parents, family, and well-wishers, I say welcome. Welcome to the most awaited event of the year, the graduation and liberation of the Elmore Stout High School class of 2023.
Several dignified speakers applauded the graduates for their unwavering spirit in the face of numerous challenges, including natural disasters and the COVID-19 pandemic. Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley shared a moment of reflection with the graduates on the occasion.
My dear graduates, class of 2023, 27 years ago, I sat where you are sitting, and I know it has been a long and bumpy road, but you have made it. You have successfully completed your course of study, and you are standing in winner's row. You have a lot to celebrate, and every iota of the pride you feel is hard-earned and well-deserved. Relish in your moment. Many times in the past, I am sure there were instances when the challenges seemed too enormous to overcome. It is human to feel doubt, but I'm also sure that looking back today on those intimidating moments, you would say that they were not as scary and insurmountable that they felt at the time. And that is true. Your success today proves that.
Minister for Education, the Honorable Sherry De Castro, addressed the graduating class, acknowledging the extraordinary resilience that they had demonstrated throughout their high school journey.
Your high school years have been a testament to the power of resilience and the unwavering spirit that resides within each one of you. Let us reflect. In 2017, right before you began your high school journey, nature unleashed its fury in the form of the August floods and then hurricanes Irma and Maria, and changed the course of your high school experience forever. These Category 5 monsters descended upon our islands, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. The familiar landscapes we once knew were transformed into scenes of destruction and disrepair. It was a time of catastrophe and fear, a time when dreams seemed distant and hope felt fragile. Yet, from the midst of this chaos, a remarkable spirit emerged. The indomitable strength of the Virgin Islands community was evident as neighbors became family and strangers became friends. Together, we rebuilt, brick by brick and heart by heart. We turned tragedy into triumph and disrepair into determination. Through it all, you, the graduating class of 2023, stood tall amidst the wreckage. You refused to let the storms define you. Instead, you channeled your resilience and determination to rebuild not only your lives, but also the foundations of your education. You proved that adversity could not extinguish the flame of knowledge burning within you.
Elmore Stout High School Principal Vanessa Garraway echoed similar sentiments, emphasizing the path that the students had traveled to reach graduation. Despite these obstacles, the graduates demonstrated remarkable resilience and proved their ability to overcome the toughest challenges. Garaway also acknowledged the crucial role played by parents in supporting their children and ensuring their success.
I am honored to stand before you to salute the graduating class this afternoon. ESHS class of 2023, you have made it. Your journey to this point has been a challenging one, filled with many difficulties that were not anticipated. Floods, hurricanes, a pandemic, online schooling, shift system, half-day school, all tested your resilience and determination. But through it all, you have persevered, and today you have proven you are capable of overcoming the toughest obstacles. I must highlight that out of the top 10 positions in this territory, ESHS class of 2023 holds 8 of them. We have positions 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome job. I must acknowledge the importance of the support of the parents and families in ensuring you made it to this point. To the government of the Virgin Islands and the Ministry of Education and the wider community, I applaud you for your contributions, which have enabled this class and ESHS to reach this milestone.
During the ceremony, she also paid tribute to Ms. Karima Forbes, a beloved educator who had recently passed away.
Truly inspire our students to move forward. As we celebrate the culmination of the academic life of this class, we are doing so without one of our stalwart educators who has impacted them at some point in their life. Ms. Karima Forbes was hardworking, dedicated, loving, and she was always looking out for her students, especially those of House 1 and student support. No matter what health issues she was struggling with at a particular time, she still found time to fuss over her students and to encourage them to move on. To honor her memory and celebrate her life, I ask that you stand for a moment of silence.
Valedictorian Enya Mead commended her fellow graduates for their overcoming unprecedented challenges and urged her peers to go forth and demonstrate their capabilities, leaving a mark on society.
Let it never be said that the Elmore Stout High School's class of 2023 is not full of hard workers and champions. I know it was not easy, and I know there were times when we just wanted to give up and call it quits. However, we still pushed on and we still succeeded. To my graduating colleagues, if no one has told you this yet, then let me be the first. I believe that all of you are winners and that all of you are meant for great things. You've already proven that you have what it takes to overcome whatever obstacles that come your way, and that in itself is something to be proud of.
Among the 177 graduates, 81 achieved high honors. Additionally, 8 graduates were ranked among the top 10 in the territory. Viewers, with that, we take you to a quick commercial break. Stay with us because there's more when we return.
When you're in need of air conditioning, installation, repairs, or replacement services, Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration has the professional technicians, equipment, parts, and ACs to get the job done right. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration carries top brands like Daikin, Aircon, Mitsubishi, and more. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located in Fish Bay. Telephone 340-4114 or 343-9511. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, providing exceptional services to the British Virgin Islands since 2015.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hooked, I tell you.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with news that local basketball star Demoy Hodge has signed a two-way contract with the Los Angeles Lakers after going undrafted in the 2023 NBA draft on Thursday. Kamal Haynes has more.
The big night has finally arrived, where the decision will be made as to where Demoy Hodge will end up. But the rising star, once successful, will become the first BVI lander to make it to the NBA. Well, I came out to the multi-purpose sports complex where the VI Recreation Trust is hosting a watch party to capture the historic moment. But here's what we captured on the night.
Demoy really reserves a special place in my heart. Being that, you know, he played in the Chicago basketball leagues representing the 2nd District King Garden Bay for many years as a youngster from, I think, the age of 10, from about 10 to 12. Actually, in his last tournament, he turned 30. Yeah, so you can say from the age about 10 to 13. And he was outstanding. And, you know, seeing him through the years, knowing him through the years, he's really into basketball. He gives his heart and soul to basketball. And to hear now that, you know, he has a possibility, a chance of being drafted in the NBA, man, that's just special. That's special. When it comes to Demoy Hodge, right, what we actually did was we organized tournaments and leagues that he was able to showcase his skills in. So he got a chance to develop his skills in, how shall we say, in a systematic whistle kind of game. Where we're not just talking about street ball, but in organized basketball. So that's where I came in as the president of the Chicago Basketball Club, organizing leagues and tournaments so that he was able to, along with other kids from King Gadway's area and other places, of course. But yes, definitely give him a chance to showcase his skills in an organized setting. But when you talk about inspire, okay, let me just say that it'll be like a dream for me. It might be, of course, it'll be a dream for him, but it'll be a dream for me to see that through the program has been able to showcase somebody who I could sit down and look at on TV playing in the NBA. Man, that'll be awesome. Just for me. Of course, it will give those young persons, the young ballers around the place here, an opportunity to dream big. You see what I'm saying? Because they might be able to say, well, you know something? If Demoy from this small little territory of about 30,000+ people can make it to the NBA, then I have a chance. And so they would want to play more and more basketball. It's because the basketball club would probably be a bit more instrumental in providing, you know, training and games for these young people. Yeah, I think it would be awesome. It would be awesome.
But before I speak on what it does for the territory, I like to speak on what it does for other young men. It gives them hope to work hard just like Demoy to achieve his goal so that they in turn might achieve their goal also. But for the territory, it puts us more on the map to know that from a small country like ours, we have this kind of talent so that other people, other coaches will come down and explore us and see what they could find on the basketball avenue. You know, I'm into softball. I was hired by the Sports Youth Affairs and Sport Division when he used to do the after-school program with softball. So I was in charge of the King Gambia area. We never had a field down there, but he would always come on the court to practice. But his passion was always basketball, and I'm happy to know that he pursued his passion through education and hard work.
And what advice would you give Demoy once successful in the NBA draft?
Keep his head on and work hard, continue to work hard and make himself, his family, and the country proud.
Man, this is a historic moment. I think everybody in the BVI wants to see this guy make it, you know. So even though I'm tired, I'm gonna stick around to see what happens, and hopefully something good happens. I know he has been working hard over the years, and it would be so amazing to see somebody from the BVI, you know, first time ever make it to the NBA. Hard work pays off, you know. Like I said, this guy's been working hard for years and years and years through injuries and all of that. And, you know, to see him persist through all of that and reach to where he is now and about to make history. Anything is possible if you work hard.
What Demoy is about to do is historic, so I think it will only be fitting for the community to come together and to root in solidarity for what he's about to achieve. To be honest, I just want him to get into the league, man, because I know that he deserves to be there. You know, he worked hard, he showed dedication, persistence, and I mean his trajectory probably, you know, he probably on path to where he should be. So he's going to be a league player, no doubt about it. By the end of the night, I'm a Laker fan, but I don't know where it's going to end up. I believe that we have to highlight our athletes across sports. You know, having them up and highlighting them in that fashion, they serve as you know, living aspirations for others who want to aspire to become athletes, professional athletes on a collegiate level. So we want to show that so that the next generation could see that, you know, being an athlete is a great thing because at the end of the day they become ambassadors for the country, and it's very important. So we want to showcase that at every opportunity.
Following the news that Demoy had landed a deal with Lakers, the question of what is a two-way contract in the NBA was raised by many. To provide clarity, the NBA introduced two-way contracts in 2017 as a means of helping undrafted players secure deals with NBA teams. According to one report, the two-way contract was introduced to benefit undrafted players who do not make the cut in the NBA draft and enables teams to keep these players on retainer without having to sign to a full-time contract. What the report said, and I quote, "Players drafted during the first or second round of an NBA draft are also often signed to two-way contracts. Two-way players are often considered to be the 16th and 17th men. The players on the two-way contracts are eligible to play in 50 of their team's 82 regular season NBA games. When the contracts were initially introduced, players were limited to just 45 days with a team, which included practice and travel days." End quote. In the 2022 to 2023 season, Hodge enjoyed tremendous success at the Missouri Tigers, helping his team to one of their most successful campaigns in years. He finished second on the team with 14.7 points per game, while establishing a new school record with 91 steals, becoming the fifth Tiger to connect on 100 three-pointers in a single season. But Demoy's 91 steals surpassed the previous school record by 15 and ranked as the sixth most in SEC history. Overall, he placed fourth nationally with 2.60 steals per game, 32nd with 2.86 triples per game, and 37th with a three-point clip of 40%. French basketball rising star Victor Wembanyama was drafted as the #1 overall pick by the San Antonio Spurs, while Alabama freshman standout Brandon Miller was selected by the Charlotte Hornets as the #2 pick, and Scoot Henderson #3 overall after being selected by the Portland Trail Blazers. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
VI Motors is having a major auto sale on all parts. What? Come on out to our Dust Bottoms location on Friday the 30th of June from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. to enjoy 20% off all filters, including filters that are compatible with Kenworth tractors, Mack, and excavators. Get major discounts on tires. And yes, we even have tires for forklifts, big discounts on tools, batteries, generators, car accessories, lubricants, and much more parts and supplies. This is VI Motors' way of saying thank you for all your support over the years. So come on down to VI Motors on Friday, June 30th from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock and enjoy some great music, great food, and great giveaways, all while you capitalize on our massive auto parts sale. See you there. Yes!
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. The attorney of former Premier Andrew Foy has filed an unopposed motion in the United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, to have Foy's case postponed for a third time from the latest set date of July 17, 2023 to a date no earlier than November 1st, 2023. More in this report.
The information was confirmed in court documents seen by 284 Media, dated Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. The motion was filed by attorney Teresa Van Vliet, who argued that the United States government's refusal to provide requested information on the confidential source ahead of the trial, along with other factors, have impacted her ability to properly prepare ahead of the current set July trial date. But the document said, and I quote, "The undersigned does not have adequate time to prepare for a trial in this case in mid-July 2023, nor to address any pre-trial filings until the government completes its discovery obligations and until such time as the court may rule on the pending filings relating to the identity of the confidential informant," end quote. Van Vliet also informed the court that she was yet to receive information from U.S. government that was due to be submitted by mid-June, adding that a previously filed sealed motion was yet to be resolved. But the motion was filed on February 1st, 2023 for the production and inspection of Brady and Giglio material, requesting an order directing the U.S. government to respond to Foy's repeated requests for exculpatory and impeachment information related to the confidential source. But this request was declined by the U.S. government on February 10th, after which Foy responded, filing a reply on February 16th. Subsequent court hearings were held on March 10th and April 27th, where Foy presented supporting documents in a sealed ex-parte meeting that also saw the U.S. government submitting arguments on their concerns relating to the disclosure of the requested information. But the document said, and I quote, "The sealed motion and the response and reply thereto have not been resolved as of the date of this motion, and the June 16, 2023 deadline for the government to provide the requested information has passed under the terms of the protective order," end quote. The motion also addressed how the recent change in pleas by co-defendants Kadeem Maynard and Olivine Maynard has impacted the attorney's ability to be prepared by July 17th. The mother and son duo pleaded guilty to a count of conspiracy to import cocaine and signed off on a factual proffer which stated that between March 16, 2022 and April 28, 2022, they both, along with Premier Foy, conspired with each other and a purported cartel member to ship thousands of kilograms of cocaine through Tortola to the United States. Well, the document said, and I quote, "Undersigned counsel has conferred with the counsel for the government and it anticipates being in a position to provide Giglio, Napiu, and other discovery relating to the Maynards in 2 weeks," end quote. Well, Van Vliet in her motion argued that with all the factors listed, there was insufficient time to file the motions, permit the U.S. government's response and any reply, and give the court time to consider the matter and or have an evidentiary hearing. the U.S. government, while admitting that it did not agree with the merits of FAHIE's pretrial motions and the need for an evidentiary hearing, agreed with Van Vliet that the current set trial date in July will not accommodate filings relating to the pretrial issues identified by the former premier. Where the document continued on a quote, "The undersigned is authorized to represent for the government that it awaits the court's order before it will disclose the identity of the confidential source and that it has not yet decided whether it will call the confidential source as a witness," end quote. FAHIE's trial was initially set to commence on July 18, 2022, before an unopposed motion was filed that resulted in the case being postponed to January 9, 2023. A second unopposed motion was filed in December 2022 to further delay the trial and resulted in the most recent date of July 17, 2023. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
We continue with news that recently appointed Minister for Health and Social Development, Honorable Vincent Wheatley, has vowed to resolve the incinerator issue at Pockwood Pond using the quickest available method. Minister Wheatley made a comment following a recent site visit to the landfill with Governor His Excellency John Rankin and officials from the United Kingdom. He said the territory has been without an incinerator for far too long, and the current method of managing the waste material is clearly not environmentally friendly, nor is it sustainable.
What we're doing here is not sustainable at all. We've been taking the garbage up because there's no incineration taking place here at Pockwood Pond. And they spread the garbage out and then they use the topsoil from the hill to cover the garbage. However, what we're finding now is that the topsoil is very limited. It's more stone than soil. So we must come now back to incineration at some point in time and get this incinerator here fixed. It has been down since February of last year. What we need to do is either get it repaired through the company Comutech or Consultech, or simply get a new one. Whatever is the fastest thing to do is what I am prepared to do. And the governor has vowed his support in making this a reality. But what we're doing here right now is not at all sustainable.
Acting Manager of the Department of Waste Management, Neville Allen, provided some insight on the current methods that are being used by his department to manage the territory's waste while the incinerator remains out of commission.
With the absence of the incinerator running, we have to be processing the waste without the incinerator, and that involves a lot of heavy equipment, taking the waste to the dump site, have been spread and covered with topsoil to prevent any spontaneous combustions. So they're here now to look at what's happening and to offer any help or any assistance in that regard. And also to maybe help us to source another incinerator so we could reduce these issues that we're having right now.
Governor Rankin, following the tour, hinted at the possibility of having an incinerator in the territory that converts waste into energy, an option he believes will save residents money on their electricity bills.
Well, I'm very pleased to be here with the Minister this morning to come and speak and discuss with him and the manager the issues at the incinerator. I'm aware, like everybody else, of the problems with the continued use of landfill and the smoke and disturbance that's causing for people here in the Virgin Islands. So, as Governor, I'm keen to work constructively to try and find that solution, see if we can get an incinerator back up and working here, ideally an incinerator which could feed energy back into the grid and lower electricity costs for people here. So it's an environmental issue, it's an economic issue, but if we can get it right, we can make it better for everyone living here, and that's what I'll continue to work towards, working with the Minister accordingly.
Also present at the site visit was Director General of the United Kingdom's Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, who said he is looking forward to the UK assisting in whatever way it can.
Coming to the incinerator, you really see the possibilities they've been setting out to leapfrog, to build something which then processes waste in a way that's environmentally sensitive, but also which produces energy, which I think is the kind of new generation of technologies coming around the world now to be as environmentally sensitive as we possibly can. So we're really looking forward to the UK helping in any way that we can to help BVI be as beautiful as it can be.
And viewers, that is all for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com, like us on Facebook at 284media, and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Jacko Whitting, and I will see you again next week. So have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.